Okay, so how do you ensure that you don't die psychically, metaphorically? That's basically a kind of a question I've been faced with every day. And I think the process of mindfulness, I was going to say not like fake mindfulness, but eventually fake mindfulness truly becomes mindfulness. Don't die psychically. You kind of have to make a commitment to your life every day, no matter how fucking hard it is, no matter how much it feels like it's bullshit and like it's not working. You have to make a commitment to yourself and to art and doing something creative. It doesn't matter if you don't work in a creative field. It doesn't matter if you work anywhere. It doesn't matter what you are or what you do. You have to do a creative act every day. And that creative act can be in the way that you love yourself, in the way that you read a book, and what you choose to read, and your values. For me, it's been ensuring that I shape my life in a way that is in correlation with my values, which is based on truthfulness and honesty and love. Radical honesty with myself too has been transforming and delving into different assets of art that I love. I find architecture and fashion and literature and scholarship work, I find it fascinating, and I find it really fascinating in the freedom that we have, in the way we shape our lives and the meanings we give it. And I'm trying to find beautiful ways to give my life meaning, even if it's from the smallest way of how I shop sustainably, or who I wear, and what their intentions are with the clothes they make, or what I eat, the way I feed myself, how I eat, how I speak to other people. It varies from very nuanced little ways to like the bigger picture. So it's like, it's overwhelming for sure, but it's overwhelmingly beautiful, because it's also like there's so much meaning, there's so much ways to live a creative life, and it can be so overwhelming that it feels like you can't choose, and it nullifies the entire act itself, which is why I'm working on basing my life on actions and just less thought. Life has felt like a chasm of thoughts that never follow the actions behind it. And it also feels like there's like a frame that my mind tries to mimic, but it's a frame that I have created of like the perfect balanced life, or how I should even think. Like there is a perfect me out there who has the perfect thoughts, and that's heartbreaking. And I know this is just like a multi-layered reaction of being a woman, being a person of color, being an American, being a human being. There's just so many things I'm trying to like reconciliate with, and that overwhelming comparison kind of dichotomizes me further and further from myself. But at the same time, it's like I'm so aware of all of this too. So it's like a very unelegant dance between me, myself, and the world, and my thoughts. It's heartbreaking sometimes, because it feels suffocating sometimes. But then I see like, I don't know, something beautiful, and then I'm like, oh, it's okay. Or I hear something that like still manages to touch my cold stone heart, and I'm like, oh, right. I was a really sensitive child, and I don't know, growing up, I feel like I've hardened myself up so much because of so much heartbreak, so much expectations I had for the world that's been let down. So many people judged me for how sensitive I was, and I just literally had to like harden my heart. Or a lot of people don't reciprocate that kind of kindness, and it's like, fuck, I'm exhausted. Just trying to be myself is exhausting. And And, like, how am I going to survive in this, like, capitalistic world? Like, how am I going to do it with this kindness? It kills it out of you. It does. And you become numb. And that's why mindfulness is also just so important, so you can remember who you are. Breathe. Feel. Feeling is really important. I feel like we get so detached from our own feelings. You know, remember that you are loved and that you want to love.